Python int. It sounds very simple, and it is very simple. However, ints are a fundamental part of Python language in general, and really many languages, if not all the languages. I would love to see an example of a language that didn't use integers. So what are ints? Basically, they're a data type within Python, meaning what type of data are you working with? And specifically, it's a number that does not have a decimal point. Okay, now let's look at a few examples of these, because there's one small little tricky part that once you get over, you won't make this mistake again, but sometimes people do. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to print two numbers. However, you can see that one of these numbers is encased in quotes. This means that this is a string. So although the number 5 is right here, it's encased in quotes, and so it turns into a string. Here, I don't have quotes, and so this number 5 is actually a number 5, and this is going to be my integer. I'll run this, and you'll see I get two 5s here. Now, they look very similar, and they are very similar. However, what I want to do here is I want to print out the type. And what printing out type is going to do is Python will tell us what data type are we working with. And in this case, I have my same 5 with quotes and my same 5 without quotes. I'll run this, and you can see that we get a string, and we get an integer. All right. Now, so yes, they look the same, but the differences start to come when you start to do mathematical operations on top of this data type. For example, if I multiply my string 5 by 5 and my int 5 by 5, let's see what we get here. Well, one of them you get 5 5s. Awesome. That may be what you want. The other one, you treat it like a number and you get 25, because 5 times 5 is 25. Okay. You want to be careful about making sure you know exactly what data types you're working with. Once this is one of those things. It's kind of like in the beginning, it's tough, much like a lot of different parts of coding. But once you get over this fact, you hardly ever think about it until it throws you an error. And then the last thing that we're going to do is I want to print two different. I want to show you a mathematical operation here. So, for example, I'm going to print type of 20 and then type of 6. And you know, let's just start with that right now. So let me split these cells. I'm going to print type 20 and type of 6, and I have two integers. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to print 20 divided by 6, and then I'm going to print the type of 20 divided by 6. I'll run this, and I get 3.3, and all of a sudden I get a float. Now, a float is a close cousin of int, but it's a number with decimal points. So just be careful that you know exactly what you're working with when you talk about data types. And that is Python int or integers.